everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show. I hope you had a good weekend, somewhat. And of course, those in the Midwest had a very scary time. Um, there were a number of tornadoes that was an outbreak. One that hit London, Kentucky. Hi, Nancy. That hit London, Kentucky, and hit uh, Missouri, western Missouri, well, western part of Missouri. Uh, and of course, I'm sorry, those tornadoes hit in the middle of the night. And that's the one bad thing about tornadoes hitting at night. You can't see where it's coming from. You don't see it unless you have like a lot of thunderstorm activity, lightning activity. That's when you could see it. But unless you have an infrared camera or something like that to spot it, that makes it very difficult. A lot of those people did not have a chance. Unless they have weather radios that would wake them up and say, hey, take cover, like now. Some did, and some were not so lucky. Oh, I'm sorry. Loki woke me up very early this morning. Anyway, also on the news, I suppose you heard about former President Biden. I wish he was our current president right now. Um, um, this aggressive form of prostate cancer. And from what I understand now, that it spread to his bones. Or, like his spine, bones, hips, whatever part it spread to. That is so worrying when it does that, because then it kind of morphs into other forms of cancer too. Years ago, I had a very good family friend who fought with his health. He fought 3 different forms of cancer. Okay. And one was partial lung, one was pancreas, and the other was stomach. And of course, parts of it was spreading to his brain. Um, the guy didn't have a chance. Once he was diagnosed, he was gone within 3 months. It was very sad to see him go. I mean, he was a very, very good neighbor, very, very good family friend, and he helped us with a number of issues that are on our place and everything. And because when we asked for help, sometimes his dad never came, and so we call him, and he goes, "I'll be right over," or his donkeys would get out, and so I would corral the donkeys and wait for him to pick up his donkeys. um, Somehow they figured out how to get out of their corral. Anyway, cancer, which I do hate, it has done a number of issues in my family, my mom's side of the family mostly, and it hit my dad's family once. Yeah, it is. It is. And I kind of wondered if something was more than the COVID that he caught last summer. Uh, did not, there was something else that was going on, and they were not quite sure. Or they were sure, and they were not really ready to announce it. And to me, that's not a cover up. When you discover something that is life threatening, you want to hold off on it until you make darn sure. Because each person handles it differently. And of course, the Bidens are no stranger to cancer. I mean, he had to endure it through his son, Beau, and I thought President Biden would, you know, he many ways he's a lot healthier than Felon 47. Um, so since it's gone to the bone now, that's telling me that's not a very good sign. And so, but they said this particular cancer is hormonal, hormonal, um, how do they put it? It is sensitive to hormones. So they might use hormonal treatment, hormone therapy to target it, and they're looking at photon therapy as well. And I don't think he doesn't want to do chemo. Chemo, I don't think chemo will touch it. But except they very rarely use that now since there's other methods. Um, Now, the other thing that we're looking at is in Europe, they just had. I like the way how Poland does it. They have 2 rounds in their presidential elections. 2 rounds. They just had the first round over the weekend, and apparently it's a runoff, okay? And they still voted for this one guy who is a moderate, but he is also very pro-democracy. I forgot what his name was. And then they have round 2 on June 1st, which is a couple 3 weeks. So their presidential election is very, very short. Shorter than ours. And then, was it one other country that's doing their presidential election? But they won. They got a new. I'm sorry. They got a new president. I forgot what the other country is right now. They got a new pro-democracy president, and he did not like Trump at all. Period. Oh, and also over the weekend, His Holiness Pope Leo the 14th was officially inaugurated and received the fisherman's ring. And he received a number of people, to his audience. He saw his brother, his older brother, and they talked a little bit and everything. And of course, he asked if his brother is comfortable and everything. He go, yeah, we're staying a couple 3 days, and then he has to fly home. But I think it's wonderful, and he gave his brother, the Pope's brother, gave him a great big hug. He said, "Hey, I'm proud of you. If Mom and Dad were alive, they're probably very proud of you." So prayers for him and prayers for former President Biden. Let's see. As I mentioned before, the tornadoes over the weekend killed a number of people, and springtime's a very scary time because you don't know what Mother Nature's going to pull. Now, the tornado season, which usually starts in March and ends in June, it got off to a very, very slow start. Because winter was still having its grip, okay? Got off a very slow start. Now, since we're in the middle of May, It's really ramped up now. They're expecting more tornadoes today, more severe weather, and one of my favorite storm chasers, Vince Watley. I know he has the same last name as mine, but it's spelled differently. Um, he is traveling to, well, he'll be in the Texas Midwest area. And on his uh, channel, YouTube channel, he goes live. He's on the road. He goes live. And it's called seethestorm.net. And you can follow his thing. And he teaches you what to look for when a storm is trying to brew a tornado. He shows you what to look for. And he has out now a new project where he has what they call Project Weather Eye camera, and he deploys the camera so it's in the path, direct damage path of the tornado to study it and see what it does. It gives you a good idea how the weather changes, how quickly it changes. But it's very, very interesting. And yes, it's a form of science. And same way with the space program. India, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday India launched their rocket, the first satellite, but they lost the rocket. Something went wrong, I guess, during orbit insertion or something, and the rocket didn't make it. And they're like, okay, back to the drawing board. They're very persistent, the country of India, when it comes to space exploration. They don't give up. They go right back to the drawing board. They gather as much information as they can to find out why the rocket failed to make orbit and drop the satellite and everything else. So, and it was their own satellite. So they're going to have to build a new one because they lost the other one. So India, I'm sorry that happened. That's kind of a bummer, with all the hard work and all of a sudden this happens. And like an idiot, like in any space exploration, it's experimental. It's you just keep testing and testing and testing until you find the right combo. And a lot of people are mocking SpaceX. Well, they perfected a number of things. They perfected their booster landings, landing on either on land, when the booster returns to Earth, lands on land or lands on one of their drone ships. They really perfected that. And so they hope to do the same thing with the Starship rocket. Now they were able to twice catch the booster with their booster catcher down in Space City in Texas. So, you know, they're doing their job. They're doing their thing. Now I understand that Elon Musk is now in trouble with his companies. They're strongly considering giving him the boot. Because he wasn't paying attention the last 3 months. He wasn't paying attention to Boring. He was not paying attention to Tesla. And he was not paying attention to SpaceX. SpaceX was doing okay by itself. Ms. Shotwell, who is the a president of and CEO of SpaceX, she ran it like a champ. She did her job, and so they're doing just fine. SpaceX is. Boring is not very happy. Um, X, or formerly Twitter, they're not happy at all. And Tesla board is not very happy. So those three, actually those four companies are thinking of just booting him out. And they should. I think they really should. Because he kind of creates a hostile work environment. And that's not really the thing to do, okay, when you run a company. You want everybody inclusive. You want everybody to, it's basically a family atmosphere. Of course, some teamwork, but not total teamwork, but some teamwork. But you don't want to overwhelm them with that. And you want to treat everybody with love and respect. That's all you want. All you need to do. I've been in a couple of offices where there was a hostile work environment, and I was going. When I became lead of this one group, which did support for the floor at Boeing, the gal that did lose the lead position, and she wanted to be lead of all the inspectors, and she didn't get that job. That job was given to someone else who was there a little bit longer than she was. And she'd go, "Why are you so nice and so everything to the other lead typists?" And I go, "Because that's how you treat people. You don't run roughshod." And I said, "If I find you harassing any of my girls, you will get in trouble. And I will report you." And I said, "I don't tolerate hostile work environments." Well, she tried it and she got in trouble. I reported her to the boss, and the boss happened to overhear it. And he told her, "If you keep that up, Kathy, I will regulate you down to the crib and you'll just stay there." Well, she tried that again. Guess what? She went to the remote crib there was a remote crib that's a little further away from the main building, and so she was stuck out there. And she had to work it by herself. So it got to the point where she went ahead and retired. Well, that's what happens when you run roughshod over people for no reason. Anyway, since this is working perfectly, I am on Opera now. I had to drop Firefox and Edge because it wasn't working properly. And so I went back to Opera just to do my thing here, and it's working great. It's working perfectly now. Apparently, there's been some glitches going on. Anyway, let me check my calendar real quick. Let's see, calendar. Where are you, calendar? Okay, I will see you on Wednesday at 1 o'clock as always. Now, on Friday, I will not have a chat show because I have a personal issue I have a business appointment. So um, personal appointment to attend to. So I won't be doing my chat show on Friday, but I will see you on Wednesday. And let's keep persisting and pushing back against Felon 47 and push the issue to get him pushed out of office. Okay? Kick him out of office. He doesn't belong there. And those that keep using him as a figurehead and telling him what to do and everything else, he gets kicked out of office. You get kicked out of office. And I think that's what should happen. So, anyway, I will post this on my YouTube channel. And I will see you on Wednesday. Take care, stay safe, keep your eye on this guy, Nancy. Because they said some parts of this will hit western Wisconsin, or hit the Wisconsin area. So just watch yourself, okay? As my cousin said over in Missouri, she was keeping one eye on this guy and one eye on the kids. And she says, it was scary. It was very, very windy. So, and it's windy here too. It's 27. It's 57 degrees, and we have 27 mile an hour gusts here. So, anyway, I will see you on Wednesday. Take care. Love to all. Stay safe. Okay? Love you. Bye bye. Yep, it is.